Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome onto my channel today, and it gives me great joy to observe you are viewing this video. I am Dr. Lainka Konle. I am a lecturer in the university. I am a sociologist, and on this channel, I do a number of stuff, but sociology and research are central to my content on this channel. You're welcome. Meanwhile, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly go ahead and click subscribe on this channel right now to join my family of subscribers. Today, the video you're viewing is religion as a social institution in sociology. There are many social institutions in sociology, but we have 5 traditional social institutions in sociology, and we are beginning to have 3 based on realities that we found in the current society. The traditional institutions in sociology are family, religion, politics, economics, or economy. We talk about the family, religion, economy, politics, education. But now we're adding, social media to it, then peer group to it, then health as social institutions. So these are 8 because I have a video on this channel on social institutions in sociology. So I quite encourage you to view that video on social institutions in sociology. There is also another video on socialization in sociology, and these are you will find those videos very relevant in context of this particular one, because religion is a social institution in sociology, and for you to sufficiently understand this, it's good for you to view the video on social institutions. And a major function of religion is socialization. These social institutions actually socialize individuals, which is the process of inculcating the norms and values of society into members of that society. So religion is one of those social institutions, and I'm going to drop videos, like about 7 or 8 of these videos on all these social institutions, the 5 traditional social institutions and the new social institutions that we are including. And why are we having these new social institutions in terms of health, social media, and peer group? It's because of the profound impact they're having on human behavior and in terms of socialization of people. Because fundamentally, that's what social institutions do. And societies, as they change, new social institutions may emerge, and older ones may become less impactful in terms of social institutions. So let's start with religion. So as a social institution. So the first thing is to define what religion is. There are different perspectives, approaches to what religion is actually. But generally, I would describe the religion as a social phenomenon, in society that includes a set of beliefs, practices, belief system, practices, values, that has to do with the sacred and the profane, and you can find this. A lot of sociologists have described this before: Durkheim, Emily Durkheim, Max Weber. Central to religion is the presence of the spiritual, the sacred, and the profane. The profane, when you describe religion, you look at it, the relationship between the physical and the spiritual. So religions have the physical components, talk about the symbols like the churches, the mosques, or other symbols as physical, and the spiritual, which has to do with the supernatural element. So religions generally refer to a set of social phenomena that include set of belief systems, values, practices, symbols that has to do with the spiritual and connected with it. So and the physical. So when you begin to talk about the spiritual elements of things, you are going towards the realm of religion. And why are we so interested in this as sociologists? This point is very important. The point I want to make is because religions across many societies, or religion as an element, as a social institution, affects how people behave. Sociologists, we are interested in human behavior, and anything that has profound impact on how people behave, on how societies are organized, must be of interest to us as sociologists, because this will assist us to understand human behavior and project how human beings will behave, or how they behave, and be able to understand how they behave. So because religions have profound impact on human behavior and social processes, social organization, and social relations, then we have to be interested. And that's why we study religion from this angle, why we may not be able to go to spiritism, and whether they are impactful, or whether religions and the spiritual elements depending on what they are. But our profound impact is what our profound interest, will be the impact of these religions or religion on individual behavior. And you have to know, we have this perspective in sociology that believe that religion is universal. We call it cultural universal. That is, there's hardly any society in the world that you will get to and not find some elements of religion in different forms, in different shades. So we believe that in cultural universality of religion, that this is a particular institution that is deeply penetrating across different society because it shapes behavior and it relates to other institutions. Religion does not operate in vacuum. It also relates with other traditional and emerging social institutions, and it affects how people see things. It affects the worldview, it affects the perspective of people, it affects the social relations of people, and it is very important because it's deeply penetrating. It affects how people behave seriously. So sociologists were very interested in this, because most times people look at things from the religious perspective. Therefore, we must be very interested. And what are the characteristics of this religion? What are the elements? What are the features of religion that can make us say, wow, there are many religions in the world. You have Islam, Christianity, Judaism, you have Taoism, you have Hinduism, you have traditional societies in different societies. Why some of these entered different societies based on diffusionism or acculturation? Some of them are so traditional. They emerged within societies as people attempt to interpret their existences. So there are different types of religion. I've only mentioned some. In terms of there are many. I only give this one as an example so that you can understand what I mean. Types of Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Taoism, traditional religion, Hinduism, all manners of religion. What are these characteristics? Number one is beliefs. There must be beliefs. There must be belief system. There must be believers, that is adherents, worshippers, congregants. There must be rituals. How they do their rituals? Do they observe prayer chime? Do they sacrifice? There is ethics. All religions have their own ethics. They hold in high esteem. Then they have sacred texts, like what they call the holy books. To guide them, to guide them. Then there must be an element of spirituality. Spiritual, believing in a divine being. In a divine existence that is more than a human, realities, that they pray to, that they hold in high esteem. So all religions usually have there is symbols. For the Muslims, it's Christians. For the Christians, is cross and the rest of it. So all religions will have their own symbols and social organization. How are they arranged? Is the priest in front? Are the congregants behind? So there must be social organization. Then they have their myths and stories. We call it myth. That's what some people call it. Not adherents call it beliefs. Beliefs, faith. So some call it myths or stories that guide, that binds them. Then they have their practices, unique practices to those people in that religion. And doctrine, they have their doctrines, they have their dogmas. So all religions have this. So, but the way you describe a religion depends on whether you are an adherent or not. If you are an insider, what some call dogmas, some might call it doctrines, some might call it, their own faith, their beliefs. So it depends on who you are and your position, your worldview, your relationship with that religion will determine what some people call faith from within. Some people may call it dogma, or some people may call it also superstition, depending on where you are looking at it. But we look at it from within and from outside. And these concepts are very important. So what are the functions of religion? Religions have different functions. Social control, religion, the ethics and the beliefs, practices, the norms that they have, put people in check in society. Social cohesion, also it binds societies together. And this is what we're very much interested. From the control perspective, from social cohesion perspective, it brings unity among adherents. Then it socializes. It's an element of socialization. Then it also, it gives people their status. Some people occupy high status because they are members of religion, of a particular religion, and their status, position in that religion can give them status in society. And then it also gives them values. It gives values to people, especially the adherents. Then it gives them meanings. And these meanings determine how they relate and how they construct themselves, a sense of purpose also. Religion gives people sense of purpose, their well-being also. It can assist them in their mental health, and can give them financial gains and some other benefits. And then it's psychological also. So they can assist their mental health positively or negatively. Then social change, religion can make people ask questions about societies and desire to bring change, to change the status quo, for progress. At the same time, this is a double-edged sword in the sense that as it can lead to change, it can also lead to retrogression or rigidity, in the sense that when people are so adhere so strongly to particular religious beliefs, they might not want to change. They might be very rigid to change. So in terms of social change, it plays two roles. Then there are rituals, give people perform rituals. It gives people identity. It was okay, you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, you practice Hinduism, or you are a traditional religion worshiper, then that in itself is an identity. So religion gives people identity, more norms, give them morals, makes them, conformity, and the rest of it. So religion performs very important functions that hold societies together and can affect how people relate within themselves or outside of themselves. So there are three theoretical perspectives I want to share with you, which determines how people see religion. These three religious perspectives theoretical perspectives are very important. If you are a sociologist or social scientist, this perspective will determine how you interpret religion and how you understand religion and how you analyze religion. So there are three basic theoretical perspectives for us in sociology through which we look at religion. We have the interactionist perspective, we have the conflict perspective, we have the functionalist perspective. Meanwhile, there are videos on this channel on perspectives, paradigms, and all these theories all these perspectives I mentioned. So interactionist perspective look at how people's interpretation of symbols, of elements in religion affect the way the people in the religion interact among themselves and with people outside of the religion. So how does religion affect social interaction of people based on shared belief, shared common interest, and other symbols? Especially in this time, you can look at symbolic interactionism. There's a video on symbolic interactionism on this channel. Even you can also use social action perspective within the interactionist perspective to be able to interpret and analyze religion. The other one is conflict perspective. Here you may be talking about the theory of Karl Marx, whereby we talk about religion engendering conflict in society, and that is religion can also be used for oppression in society, that religion is domination of one class by the other. And we begin to look at the analysis of Karl Marx in terms of religion as the opium of the masses and as an instrument of subjugation. Then the third one is functionalist, which believes that religion performs important functions in society. That without religion, society would not be able to perform some functions. And if you look at this, for example, a functionalist can say religion is performing a very important function in terms of social control, also in terms of social cohesion, also in terms of socialization, identity formation, meanings, and the rest of it. So functionalists will believe these functions are very important. Without them, societies will collapse. But conflict perspective will say, no, religion does not serve any other function than for oppression of the common people. So it depends on which school of thought or which perspective you are using. An interactionist may not believe that whether it performs function or not, or serve conflict purposes, but the fact that it assists people to be able to interpret individuals' action based on symbols and practices, and this can help us to understand how people relate. Wow, very interesting. Religion is and that's why I'm starting this series on social institutions. Don't forget, I will drop more videos on social institutions. I'm starting with religion. I will do family. I will do economy. I will do education. You understand? I will do politics. Political institution, family as a social institution, religion as a social institution, economy as a social institution, education as a social institution. Then I will have health as a social institution, making 6. I will have peer group as a social institution, making 7. Then I will have social media as a social institution, making it. So stay tuned and subscribe so that you can see all of this. Now, I want to tell you advantages and disadvantages of religion. Number one, religion can give you networks. Members of the same religion tend to fuse together to protect common interest and assist one another. The mental health, it assists people to have positive mental health. It also gives people class and status, like I said. If you have the clergy, definitely your class will be higher than being just ordinary congregant. Then it also brings cohesion, can fuse people together, can fuse people, society together, can give them connections at the same time, can give them moral guidance, can give them ethical practices or standards, can give them identity, can assist to bring social change to society, and can also decrease stress, and assist people with longevity. So when they believe in a supreme being, nothing bothers them anymore. They think, well, God is in control. The spiritual will solve the physical. So it can help people to have positive mental health. Disadvantages, well, corruption. Many religions today are used for corruption. Corrupt enrichment can also be used for manipulative purposes. Can lead to dogmatism, where people no longer use their rationality. They just follow religious doctrines blindly, religious leaders blindly, and they are exploited because of this. I'm not saying it's true. I'm only saying these disadvantages of religion, where people have weaponized religion to oppress people. Then religion can also make people to be very, rigid, not open to change, not open to innovation. While you can bring innovation, at the same time, it can inhibit innovation, where people interpret everything from the religious perspective. We can bring conflict, interreligious conflict or interreligion conflict. I know when the people are saying our religion is better than your own, whereas no religion is better than the other. Religions are same, depending on your position, and this is very sociological. All religions share the same characteristics that I've shown you here in this video. And as sociologists, we believe there should be religious tolerance and there should be religious unity. Even though people are different in their religious orientation, religion serves the same purpose. Religions across the world serve the same purpose, the way I've shown you. So nobody should fight on account of religion. And religion can restrict human freedom. They think only within the prism of religion, can lead to manipulation, hypnotism, can lead to social exclusion. When you say our religion is this, if you are not from our religion, you are not with us. That's very dangerous and can lead to discrimination. Wow, wonderful. I really enjoyed myself in this video. I hope you do too. Please subscribe. Till I see you in my next video. Bye for now.